dodge bullets, baby.
This is beyond fairy tale. It's inconceivable.
There it is. Doyle's done it. This is the greatest tournament in the world.
It's been said that the main event is now a bastion for amateurs. That the top players cannot overcome the odds. That a pro will never win it again.
Oh, brother.
Well, tell that to the pros who still remain.
Everybody just gives up too easy, and I never give up.
I'm a sick player, so I have nothing to be intimidated or scared.
This year, hopefully, Scotty Wayne gonna change everybody's mind. Now we got a game.
Is 2007 the year a pro takes back what was originally theirs?
Live to breathe another day, I guess.
Or will an unknown once again add their name to the illustrious list of main event winners? Tonight we inch ever closer to a new world champion. Yes! Welcome once again to the main event of the World Series of Poker, presented by Milwaukee's Best Light. With Norman Chad, I'm Lon McCarran. Inside this massive Rio poker room, which once held over 200 poker tables, now holds just 8. And the shrinking field still includes some of the game's top pros, most notably the 98 main event champ, Scotty Wynn. And over at our featured table, another former world champ, 96 main event winner, Huck Seed.
38-year-old Huck Seed with 4 bracelets and 34 World Series cashes, but just trying to survive at this moment. And there's 35-year-old Kirk Morrison. He's been very steady at this main event. He has to have visions of the final table at this point.
Just before Huck Seed came to this table, took a big hit. He's under 300,000.
All right, this is your hand there, Huck. You say so.
In 2003, Huck Seed cashed 6 times at the World Series, all of them top 10 finishes. On the Milwaukee's Best Light pocket cam, 8-7 offsuit.
It's hard to believe it's going to be Huck's hand with 8-7 offsuit.
But he does raise it up, short stacked, to 250,000.
It's almost all his chips.
Yeah. Robin Berggren, 24-year-old Canadian player.
I'm all in.
Ace-king of diamonds moves all in.
Well, Huck had left himself 14,000 funny money in front of him.
Now he's all in.
He's got to put it in.
Yeah, so Huck Seed, the former world champion, at risk and behind. Berggren has him in trouble with ace-king.
How much more?
Well, Huck's only a 2-1 dog here. It actually looks worse than it is.
Good luck to you. Good luck to you.
See if you're polite to a Canadian, they'll be polite to you.
All right, so here we go. One of our 2 former champions at risk. Here's the flop. 5, king, 9. Berggren paired his king, but Huck has some outs.
I don't like that one.
Well, it still doesn't look really good for Huck right now. And Huck working his chewing gum really good. His best shot's going to be to make his straight.
Looking for a 6 to make that straight. Turn card now is a 5 of diamonds. Berggren adds a flush draw.
Huck's chances are diminished. His only shot, of course, to stay alive is to make a straight. He's going to need a non-diamond 6 here, or his 2007 main event will be over.
Now the river card is a jack of hearts, and that will do it. One of our 2 former world champions has been knocked out of this 2007 main event.
Huck Seed took home $1 million in 1996 as main event champion. He won $167,000 in 1999 when he finished 6th here, and this time he'll have to settle for $106,000 in 73rd place.
Huck Seed with his only cash of this year's World Series. Well, Norman, the Prince of Poker is now the only former world champion left in the field, and as Scotty Wynn spearheads this condensed group of pros in the ever-shrinking main event, the question remains, can one of them take back the title that has belonged to an amateur for so many years?
It's been amateur hour at the main event since Robert Varconi won in 2002, but trust me, the pros still can win this thing. I'm talking to you, Scotty Wynn. I'm talking to you, Gus Hansen. And I'm talking to Tran and Kirk Morrison and Lee Watkinson. Now, go take down this baby and restore some order to our fractured world.
Can I hear an amen? All right, let's see how our pros are doing on the E-Trade Financial chip count. Lee Watkinson has slipped out of the chip lead. Dog Martin Mickelson is top dog right now, and Scotty Wynn over 3 million chips. And let's catch up with Scotty at the outer tables. He keeps rolling along.
He should be. He's a pro. They're pros. They should win.
Scotty's contemplating calling an all-in from Paul Kershaw.
Got a hot flush there, baby?
That other guy's a project manager, Lon. He should not beat Scotty Wynn.
All right, baby. You got it,
Oh,
baby.
Scotty's going to lay it down to the project manager.
Yes, Scotty's a pro. He knows what the other guy has.
You're
the best.
Yep. 2-10, I'm drawing that. I know I'm drawing that. If I have any king, if I have a king of heart, I would call you, baby, you know? You got it, baby, you got it.
Great lay down by Scotty. Things taste better when you're making the right choices, too. All right, elsewhere, Danish pro Gus Hansen has had a rougher ride than Scotty lately.
I am tired of seeing Gus Hansen fold. He did not become the Great Dane by folding.
Well, he picked up a lot of chips by doubling through that man, Ryan Elson.
Okay, he says he records notes on hands, but how come 10 minutes after he gets off that thing, food is always delivered?
Over to table number 2, and 2 of your pros, Norman. Kenny Tran from Southern California, sitting on just under 2 million chips, and bracelet winner and former chip leader Lee Watkinson.
The first day I play poker is the 4th of July. So. I work in McDonald's, close the kitchen, go to the poker room. First day.
You just signed it over the poker room?
Right.
Kenny was working at McDonald's and one night went to play poker in a bowling alley on the 4th of July in 1992. God bless America.
Also sitting here is a Southern California anesthesiologist, Roy Winston.
I'm going to raise.
With ace-10, he says, I'm going to raise.
Okay, Lon, this guy's an anesthesiologist who grew up with Adam Schoenfeld in Brooklyn. What chance does he have to beat Kenny Tran?
Well, he's got a good chance with a better ace. And Kenny will come into the pot.
I expect Kenny, who's dominated right now, will outplay him after the flop.
All right, so ace-10 versus ace-8. Winston ahead right now. The flop, 7-8 tray, all hearts. Kenny Tran pairs his 8 to take the lead.
Well, Kenny doesn't have to outplay him. He just got a better flop.
Neither player has a heart. Winston says he's going to bet $150,000.
Did Adam Schoenfeld teach him to bet $150,000 as a 5-to-1 dog? Now watch Kenny Tran. He's a pro. He's just going to call him.
Just a call from Kenny Tran with top pair. All right, so let's go to the turn. Deuce of hearts, 4 hearts on the board.
And remember, neither player with a heart.
350.
350 from Winston, though.
Boy, this is one aggressive amateur leading out with nothing. And I doubt Kenny can call right here. His pair of 8s shrink with all those hearts out there. And wow, Kenny does make the call.
Winston bluffed, but Kenny didn't blink. Another deuce, Tran with the check mark with 2 pair.
700.
Boy, he's bet every step of the way. 100, then 150, 350, now 700, and Kenny Tran is still standing. I guess Kenny determined on the turn correctly so that Winston does not have a flush. If Tran trusts his read, this pot is too big to walk away from. But I would fold.
This must be the worst call in my life.
It would be for half of his remaining chips.
Maybe not, but...
Winston is motionless.
Why did I think you F with me?
Well, Kenny's radar's working well.
Wow.
Can he call this?
Oh, Father, what should I do?
I would fold.
I call.
He called him.
Good call.
World-class call.
I'm the genius! Oh my God! That's got to be the greatest call in poker. That's got to be the greatest.
It's an all-timer.
How did I call?
I don't know how he made that call.
How did I call that? Oh my God! Am I the best? Say it. Admit it. Say it. Say it. You have to say it.
I'll say you're pretty good if you want.
Say it.
That is one of the top 250 calls in poker history.
Winston gave up $1.3 million.
How sick is that? How sick is that?
As sick as it gets, Kenny.
The 2007 World Series of Poker is presented by Milwaukee's Best Light, your best bet for great taste, Miller Brewing Company, and in part by E-Trade. It's easy, it's extraordinary, it's E-Trade. And Harrah's Entertainment. Pre-register for next year's World Series of Poker now at worldseriesofpoker.com. The World Series of Poker, presented by Milwaukee's Best Light. Main event.
Now you got Zoom capability.
Back inside the Rio, and it looks like we've got a new hire, Norman.
There you go.
It's one of our cameramen, Terry Stewart, showing Gavin Smith how to work a camera.
There you go.
Terry's a great guy, but he really doesn't know anything about
See you
cameras.
next week.
All right, so Gavin's going to help us shoot out in the field, and of course, like every other cameraman, he finds Havad Rain Khan.
Oh, I'm getting some good shots here.
Nice back.
How do you guys do this? I'm already tired.
It's called exercise, Gavin. He's here actually to support his good friend Bill Edler, who right now is contemplating an all-in by Maria Ho, last woman left in the field. And Edler will fold the cards.
Maria Ho trying to make history here twice over. She'd be the first woman to win the main event and also the youngest ever to win the main event.
What a double that would be. From the lone woman left in the field to Scotty Wynn, the only former world champion still alive.
Scotty got it. Who's the next?
That's right, baby. Come after me, baby. I
come after you.
I send you back to Germany so fast you got no idea.
I know you better, but you're not trying to learn.
I even buy you a first-class ticket to go home.
I know you better.
Scotty, another pro with a healthy ego and a sense of humor.
Scotty having fun at the outer tables. Let's go back to the featured table now, and his fellow pro Kirk Morrison is here.
Kirk, like Scotty, likes full houses and cocktails.
And Euro pro Philip Hilm is also here.
Isn't he the guy with the stare?
Yeah, and he's got 4 million chips. And say hello to Bill Spadia, a retired contractor.
That's the look I've been shooting for.
What's the rock say, mate?
Make me laugh. My wife put some different things on there.
Let me have a look-see, mate.
Jason Welch showing off his lucky card protector.
Live, laugh. What the hell does that say? Giggle?
Yeah.
I think on the bottom it really said, give everything to your girl.
I might have, actually.
You have a few of those documents, don't you?
A lot. I'm trying to enjoy the main event.
Ace, deuce of clubs for Kirk Morrison. Morrison is going to raise it up to $80,000. Now to Jason Welch, the amateur player from Fort Collins, Colorado, Jack 9 off suit.
Got a degree in computer programming from Regis University. Do you know where that is, Lon?
Right next to Kelly and Kathy Lee University.
Very good.
Paulo Loureiro with 9 tray of hearts from the big blind. He'll make the call.
That's the only problem with the talker. When I raise, of course, they think I never have anything. Of course, they're going to call. That's the only problem with the yapper. Maybe I should shut my mouth.
The flop, couple of 10s and a king. The quiet Kirk Morrison still ahead. Welch did get a straight draw. They all check.
I'm not sure if Kirk is discussing with the hand or himself.
Turn card 7 of hearts. Loureiro with a flush draw. Welch with 2 ways to make a straight, but Morrison still leads. Welch bets $125,000. Loureiro folds his hand.
Welch just on a draw.
Morrison, who built a very strong reputation in the 90s at the World Series before taking 8 years off to go to New Zealand, is going to raise it to $250,000.
Is he a pro or is he a pro? His reading skills are Evelyn Wood-like.
Welch makes the call. Maybe he's never heard of Kirk Morrison.
Well, he's heard of a loose call, though, before.
River card now, and Morrison pairs his deuce.
Welch missed his straight. Kirk doesn't have a whole lot with the deuces. Welch checks, and I think that's a check surrender rather than a potential check raise.
Now the savvy pro will try to figure out the amateur.
I think there's a chance I may have rivered you.
Let's see if Morrison wants to make a play or just check and take down a $750,000 chip pot.
I check.
He checks back.
Hey, Jack High. I was chasing.
That's right. I told you already.
Score another one for the pros, Norman.
Kenny Tran did it with a little more flair. Kirk Morrison shows another way to win.
Oh, baby, doll. I had you the whole way. What am I talking about, boys?
Yes, you did.
Oh, you boys are in trouble now.
Kirk has made quite an impact since his return from New Zealand. This is his 5th cash at this year's World Series, but is he back for good?
That's the question everybody's been asking me. Some of my true friends know I'm quite capable of just, to hell with it, go back for another 5 years, and when I go nice flat broke again, I'll come back and earn some more. But I'm tired of doing that.
Morrison had gone away for a long time. He just seems at home at a poker table.
Yes! It's the ultimate dream for anybody to compete for a world championship event, and it's always nice to see some old friends. I was actually playing with Scotty again. I haven't played with Scotty Wynn in a long time.
Game on.
He hasn't changed much. He's a lot like me. He likes to have fun.
Cheers. Cheers, Matty.
Good luck, baby.
Yeah, you too, man.
I'm so happy to see the way poker's gone since I've been gone. But I'd like to see some of the top pros get through this main event. How can you not root for that?
I don't know if he's going to stay or go, but I don't think he knows if he's going to stay or go. It's possible golf will keep him in Las Vegas.
All right, Morrison with the deuce, but whatever else he had went into the muck with it. Pocket 9s for Philip Hilm.
Before poker, he was selling coffee machines in a supermarket.
Born in Denmark, now lives in England, raised it to 90,000. Action on Bill Spadia. Queen 9 of diamonds. He bought the hat here in Vegas. It's the Toby Keith model. You might recognize it. From the small blind, he's going to make the call.
Spetty was going to play the main event last year, but suffered a heart attack about a month before it. Boy, the stare is out and staring.
All right, these two to the flop. It's a tray and a couple of jacks. Hilm's pocket nines keep him in the lead.
Spetty checks.
Philip loves to be aggressive. Does not believe in building the stack slowly. Says, I want the big pots.
160.
Makes it 160,000 to play.
Spady with nothing off of that flop.
Well, he commits the call, 160,000.
I don't see how he calls there unless he's calling the bluff to turn.
Turn card is a king. Spadia picks up a gut shot straight draw.
Boy, Helm just locks in on you and stares. If him and I were heads up, I don't think he could look at me that long.
Spadia now. With chips in his hand, he's going to bluff at it with 200,000. Now Hilm not going away.
Yeah, I think Hilm sees through that maneuver.
With a call.
Good call from the pro.
River card now. 6 of clubs, 3 clubs on board. Hilm with the check mark. Spadia checks it again. Philip checks back. And yeah, Philip's got something. He's got your chips.
Yeah, of course he does. It pays to be a pro, Lon. If amateurs walked into the broadcast booth, would they do better than us?
Wow.
Don't answer that.
Nice. It was a great call there, huh? It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy.
Philip Hilm and Stare making his mark on the main event. Back inside the Rio, Havad Khan doing his dance after knocking someone out.
Boy, he could have taken American Bandstand off the air single-handedly.
Let's go over to table number 2, where Kenny Tran has a different way to celebrate a big win. He's bragging about his genius call to recently eliminated Brandon Adams.
He's Kenny Tran. He's Kenny Tran. What are you going to do?
Brandon was part of the Eli Alezra bracelet bet. Another one down, so now only one other participant remains, Gus Hansen.
Yeah, if Gus does not win the main event, it will be a clean sweep for Eli Alezra in that prop bet. And right now, Gus putting almost all his chips at risk after calling the all-in of Ryan Elson. Elson with pocket jacks against Hansen's ace-king.
Gus, again, looking a bit gloomy. Elson usually in a good mood. 27-year-old insurance agent from Ohio.
The flop, couple of deuces and a 6. His jacks are still good.
Elson is so happy to be here. Oh, Gus probably is too.
It is an understated fervor. All right, Elson ahead, ready for the turn card, and Elson still ahead after that 8 comes out.
Well, maybe Gus isn't happy to be here. Hansen is going to need an ace or a king to knock out Elson.
River card, a 6 of spades, and Elson wins the hand to double up. Gus Hansen is crippled.
Ryan Elson is stoked. Meanwhile, the one-time chip leader is running out of chips.
Not the hand I wanted to see.
Indeed not, but Elson loved it. About 1.5 million chips. That's a lot more than the chip stack he has in his Ohio home game, where he earned this trip to the big leagues.
We just play some small home games back in Canton, and about a year ago one of our buddies started a league, and his goal was to send one of the 23 players here to the World Series and represent our league. At the end they totaled our points, and the winner was me, and I got to play in the World Series. Just to say, okay, I'm going to go play in the World Series of Poker, it sounds great, but unless you've done this, you can't even imagine what it's like. Give me a chance, baby. It's pretty overwhelming. It's not like walking into somebody's basement to go play. It's a lot of hard work, and it's not very easy, and it's long days, no sleep. There's hundreds of tables and people that you see every week on TV. I've played with Scotty Wynn, Eric Seidel, Gus Hansen. I played with Jesus. They're much better players than I am, I'll tell you that. I play bad cards. My goal was to make it through day 1, so to come out here and actually keep advancing every day. We're gonna win it. You know, it's a dream come true.
Ryan says this is more fun than making cold calls. On every break, he's been calling his wife Amy, who's 8 months pregnant.
Look, our kid's not doing so bad, baby.
Well, his good attitude here at the main event is very infectious. Back to the featured table, where action has folded around to the blinds. Small blind Kirk Morrison. Looking at Jack 7 of diamonds. Blinds are at 15 and 30,000. There's a 4,000 chip ante from each player, and he will limp in. Jason Welch in the big blind, 5-4 offsuit.
Checks, and it'll be the pro and the amateur. Heads up again.
Flop king 4-7. Welch with bottom pair. Morrison with middle pair. They both check it. Turn card, another 4. Trips for Welch now. Morrison, 50,000. Welch only calls.
Welch getting sneaky smart on the pro.
And quad 4s for Welch on the river.
This is why the pros can't win, Lon. The amateurs make quads.
Morrison comes out with 100,000.
Well, that bet makes sense for Kirk. He doesn't put Welch on a king or a 4. And now Welch will do what the pros do, figure out how much he can bet in which he'll get a call.
Welch figures 200,000 more.
Remember, Morrison has made a full house.
Ah, dog it. Get this folded. Yeah? Ah, bless. I call.
He wants to see what Welch has. Now he does.
God bless.
He might be headed back to New Zealand. Smoother sailing there.
Kirk gave up a lot of his stack to Welch.
Oh, how do I have any money left?
And Welch stacking up his spoils.
Yeah, the World Series rookie took Morrison for about 400,000. Time to get out the rebound plan, Kirk. Back in the Rio poker room at table 2, Lee Watkinson called the all-in of Rep Porter. Porter hit his flush on the turn, making Lee's set of 6's second best.
I don't know if Lee is cold or on the lam from the law. He's going to need to pair the board to send Porter home.
And the river doesn't do it. Porter will win the hand and double up through Watkinson.
Yeah, 165.
Yeah, costly loss to Watkinson. But Lee remains among the chip leaders with a little more than $3 million. To the outer table, Gus Hansen has shoved what was left of his stack into the pot against Tran Lam. Lam leading right now with a pair of 4s.
Hansen has an up and down straight draw. Gus has been slipping and sliding ever since he had the chip lead on day 3. He's going to need a 2, 5, 7, or king, or he will be done.
The river card, is it Gus's last? It is indeed.
It's no 6 card, right?
Give him a second river.
So Lamb, who had Gus on the ropes earlier before Hansen sucked out on him, does indeed end Gus Hansen's main event run. Gus Hansen, 61st place, $154,000.
Great showing for Gus, but still no World Series breakthrough.
So Eli Alesra will sweep his prop bet with Gus Hansen's elimination. Out to the field, another Scandinavian player doing much better. Chip leader Dog Martin Mickelson trying to knock off cash game player David Tran. Tran with pocket jacks, Mickelson with ace-king suited.
Close to $4 million.
Now the flop. 7, 6, queen. The jacks are still good for Tran.
Indeed, Tran's jacks are still good, but Mickelson now is the favorite.
He's got the flush draw. The turn card now a 4 of clubs, and the jacks of Tran are still best.
And an ace, king, or a diamond would eliminate David Tran.
River card is an 8 of clubs, and Tran's jacks do hold up, and that is a 4 million chip victory for David Tran. So first Watkinson and now Mickelson lose a bunch of chips. Let's get back to our feature table. Kirk Morrison has been stuck in reverse for a bit as well. Pocket 9s for Bill Spadia.
That is a spiffy hat. I couldn't wear that hat. I don't have tattoos.
A raise to 110,000. Now action folds over to Morrison. 9-8 offsuit from the small blind. And Kirk is going to try it.
Well, Kirk hoping he can outplay the amateur again after the flop.
Big blind Welch folds, so it will be Spadia and Morrison. Spadia with pocket 9s, Morrison with 9-8. And the flop is deuce 8-4. Morrison hit his 8, but he still trails. He acts first. That's 150,000.
150. A raise.
Spadia makes it 450,000.
Spadia has the better hat and the better hand. Morrison, like buddy Daniel Negreanu, usually terrific at piecing together the other guy's hand.
What do you got, Billy?
I got you beat.
You got me beat? Yeah?
beat, huh? Dang it, Billy. Why you put that much heat on me, huh? Why do you have to put that much heat on me? I thought I had the best hand. Maybe I'm wrong.
Spadia raised the size of the pot there.
He's trying to see around that hat through the glasses. And he does give it up, rightly so.
He doesn't like it, but a good laydown.
Kirk Morrison, again frustrated at this featured table.
Nice hand, Billy.
People don't give Billy respect. I'm telling you, I've been playing with Billy a long time now. About 2-3 days.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
On and off.
We keep playing. I don't play junk.
I'm telling you, I'm going to dress like that. People don't People think
I play
reckless.
junk. Yeah, they think I play crazy.
Skip Kim giving Spadia some props. Billy may display a gruff exterior, but inside he's got a soft spot for the game and this tournament.
I just always wanted to play in the main event. It's one of those things you want to do once before you die, you know? Another 20,000. I come down, put the $10,000 down, and just win it. I've been playing poker for 30 years, but I never really played a lot of hold'em until I think the last few years, so. Oh, I didn't know what was going to happen. I started to think maybe I was really stupid to put up that kind of money and think I can compete in it, but actually, once I started playing, I knew I wasn't going to have any problems. I had just so. And I was hoping at first just to get into the money. Then my goal changed. I wanted to get to the final table now, and then probably after that, I'll be shooting to win the whole thing.
Spadia says the cutoff shirts and hat are part of his poker persona. It makes everyone think he's wild and crazy, although he says he plays tight and conservative.
All right, from the KFC Snacker Cam, let's go over to table number 2. Kenny Tran is tangling with Robin Berggren. We're going to the flop. Tran leads with King 4. Berggren was dealt Queen Jack. And the flop is Queen Deuce King. Middle pair for Berggren and top pair for Kenny Tran. Berggren checks it.
I would tell you how good Kenny Tran is, Lon, but he already has.
Tran will bet $150,000. One thing I have noticed about Kenny, he's not going to let you off easy. He will challenge you every step of the way. Berggren's going to come along with a pair of queens that are second best. Turn card now, ace of diamonds. Berggren adds a straight draw. Kenny Tran still leads.
Yeah, Kenny now trying to put on his genius cap.
Berggren says one of his strengths is reading his opponent's hands. They both check it to the river. River card, deuce of spades. Tran earns the check mark with his 2 kings. Berggren checks a third time.
And Tran again with that thinking cap on. You can see him thinking. You can feel him thinking. He's thinking.
Is he worried about the ace? Not too much. Bets $250,000.
Now, if Berggren comes back over the top of him right here, who knows what Tran does?
All right, time for those Canadian reading abilities to come through, Robin. He makes the call, and he can say goodbye to those chips.
I make the value bet. I put you on Queen Jack. You have Queen Jack?
Wow.
You have Queen Jack, right? Oh, my God. I put him Queen Jack. I make a value bet. I know who to call me to. Got to be the genius. I got to be the best. I got to be the best.
Kenny might sprain both arms, patting himself on the back.
That's so scary.
Kenny Tran is in the zone. Watch out, Las Vegas. Watch out, main event.
The World Series of Poker, presented by Milwaukee's Best Light. Main event.
Back inside the Rio on the featured table where Kirk Morrison is sitting. The second career cash he ever had at the World Series turned into his only bracelet. It was the 1998 stud bracelet. Philip Hilm on the Milwaukee's Best Light Pocket Cam, Pocket Nines.
Hilm says he plays modern poker, which is aggressive with volatile, risky plays.
120.
A raise to $120,000 now on Hyun Skip Kim, a New Jersey anesthesiologist.
Another anesthesiologist?
Another one, yeah.
The main event should have a 1 anesthesiologist limit.
I raise.
With ace queen, he's going to raise it up.
Kim learned to play in New York at the Chesterfield, the card club that was in Rounders.
And Kim pushes his whole stack into the pot on ace queen. And
Didn't declare all in, so that 5,000 chips.
oh, he left a chip behind.
Oh, he's got the Jack Strauss 1 chip in a chair left by accident.
What have you got there, Skip?
Ace queen. I spilled the beans.
You know what I have. I always have the goods. Whatever you want to do.
Kim's a good player. Finished runner-up in a World Series event last year.
I'll tell you what I have.
Actually, you can't do that unless you're Jamie Gold.
Well, Philip Hilm.
I call.
And Hilm makes the call, and Skip Kim will be in trouble if he doesn't improve his ace-queen.
She said I didn't.
He did not say anything. The announcer said it.
Go ahead. Just deal. I put the 5,000 in.
Well, he does the honorable thing, but he could have kept that chip.
5-8 Trey hits neither.
Yes.
Yeah. Hilm
Good luck.
ahead with his pocket nines.
Good luck. You're a good player.
Now Kim all in.
And I would have kept that chip if I were Kim. Well, why not? Who knows?
Sure. All right, Hilm trying to knock off Dr. Kim. It's a 5, pairs the board. Kim now with a flush draw.
That does give Kim some extra escape hatches. He needs an ace, queen, or diamond, or he'll be out of here.
River card, 8 of clubs, and Dr. Kim is gone. Done in by Philip Hilm.
He should have kept the chip. It would have been the comeback for the ages.
So the East Coast anesthesiologist gone in 57th place, wins over $154,000. A nice showing in this year's main event. So Philip Stair has helped to keep him among the chip leaders, and that icy cold look has made quite an impact on his opponents.
Some people say that they find it a bit scary that when I play, I'm really focused and into the game. If I look at the person at the moment he sees the board, maybe I'll be able to pick up a tell on him. Lots of people are reluctant to bluff if they know that I'm looking right at them, and if they're just a little bit nervous, they believe that I can see it right away.
I had you, John. You had outs, but I had you.
I think I've prevented lots of bluffs against me. I believe I've managed to not give away too many tells myself. So I believe it's working. I believe it's working.
Hilm says if he's not looking at the board, it's impossible for other players to get a tell on him before they act. It makes sense.
Philip, I just figured out how you got all those chips. You did this. I'm going to show you how you did it. You took these two, rubbed them real hard together until they turned into this color. Is that what happened?
You know, that makes sense too.
That's about what you do. Rub these two together, they turn into this color.
Kirk could use a lot more of those peach 25,000 denomination chips. All right, let's check on the field, which is barely a field anymore, Norman. More like an end zone out there. Nonetheless, Maria Ho is out there trying to become the first woman to win the main event.
Maria learned to play bridge before she learned to play poker. How many kids are playing bridge?
Well, she's not going to play that hand. Let's go over to Scotty Wynn, who's stacking more recently won chips.
Think you play with kid, baby?
Wow, his chip stack's doing just fine.
I done won yesterday.
Scotty has a post-hand tell. He never stacks his chips quietly.
That's right, baby.
Trying to become the 5th player only in main event history to win this tournament more than once. Back to our feature table where Kirk Morrison just trying to survive this main event right now. Action at the feature table on Bill Spadia with pocket fives. He's going to raise it up.
Would it surprise you, Lon, if I told you Spadia owns a Harley?
No, not at all.
Yeah, he also has a 1979 Mercedes 450.
I like that.
And a motorhome.
And he knows how to raise it to 125 for those pocket fives. Ace queen for Kirk.
Get my shirt off too. I wanted to bet this.
Uh-oh.
And this.
I love a guy who bets his shirt off his back.
Hat. What else you want?
I think he's all in.
Clear out my pants? No, you don't want to see that. That's too ugly, boys.
Thank you.
That's enough. You don't want to see the skinny guy.
All right, so we're Morrison
Thanks,
all
man.
in for 240,000.
Thanks. Billy, you can fold. You can fold, Billy.
Everyone else did.
It's just 115,000 more. And I guess the shirt off Spady is back.
Good lay down.
Oh, no, not that.
I call.
He does call. This is our degree all-in moment.
You're ahead, mate. You're ahead.
Morrison at risk and trailing.
Wait. Where's his shirt? I don't see his shirt in the pot. All right.
Coin flip. For that, I got to go for it. Yeah.
Thanks, man. Cheers.
One of the pros I'm counting on here is teetering.
Ace or queen?
Flop. No ace, no queen.
He's going to need an ace, a queen, runner, something.
Turn card is a 5, and that's going to close it out. Spadia turns a set to earn the degree check mark. Kirk Morrison is gone.
And another pro disappoints me.
Billy, take the shirts.
Kirk brings a tranquil air with him to the poker table. Next year's World Series will be a better one if he does come back.
Oh, good.
All right, boys, good luck.
Cheers, mate.
The Degree All-In Movement is brought to you by Degree Men. More power than you need. One day you'll need it.
Inside the Rio, it hasn't been a good day for the pros. Kirk Morrison, the latest to be sent packing.
I think I got involved in a little too many pots. I'll admit it, when I played bad, and I played a few hands quite poorly today.
But many amateurs are having their fair share of trouble too. More and more players becoming main event statistics. As we look at the Milwaukee's Best Light Tournament update, the average stack is about 2.5 million chips with 51 players left. Sounds like Chabad Khan's in business.
Let's do this!
He has just called the all-in by Ken Smith, and Khan ahead with jacks against Smith's tens. And the flop keeps Khan ahead.
Smith is looking for a 10 and hoping to avoid a Khan eruption.
There's a deuce.
They can split the pot with a river 5, otherwise Smith needs a 10 to stay alive.
But it's an ace! And if you're new to the main event, Khan won the hand.
A modified Lambo leap, and he's exhausted. That was only about a 6.5 on the Havad Richter scale.
Khan does knock off Ken Smith in 50th place.
Get him a Red Bull.
That might be the last thing he needs. Back to our feature table. Philip Hilm is staring, and you know what that means. He's in a hand with Jeff Bryan after the flop. Bryan has the best cards right now with pocket tens. He checks it. Newcomer to the table, Alex Kravchenko with king high, and he'll bet $175,000. Hilm has a pair of eights. He calls. Action back to Bryan now from Fort Calhoun, Nebraska. He raises the action to $475.
And it'll be an easy fold for Kravchenko, who won a bracelet earlier in this World Series.
Hilm will need to call with $300,000.
Hilm's got top pair, but he is behind Bryan's pocket tens.
Philip will make the call.
And Philip does put those chips in the pot. Heads up to the turn now. Ooh.
I wouldn't want to make eye contact with Hilm.
Turn is a jack of spades. Bryan still leads with those tens. And he checks it.
And Hilm happy to see a free card to the river.
And the river card is another 8, and Hilm hits trips and earns the check mark. Wow. Bryan let him get there, and he checks again.
I believe Hilm blinks less than most human adults.
And Hilm checks also.
I'm not sure why Hilm didn't test the wagering waters there on the river.
Wow. So Bryan was had on the river, but he got off easy when Philip Hilm did not bet it.
Hilm loves big pots. How could he not bet the river?
Philip Hilm, one of the top 10 stacks in this room, got a little bit richer. Let's go out to table number 2, where Kenny Tran is open for business. He has pocket aces. Raymond Rahme raised the action with pocket sevens. And then Peter Darville with pocket jacks made the call. Action back now to Tran. And Tran is going to raise the action to $975,000.
Tran loves this spot right here. And if Kenny can raise that much with a raise and a call in front of him, I don't know how Rahme can call this.
Rahme, a businessman from South Africa.
I'm all in.
He moves all in. Wow, and Darville gives up his jacks immediately.
And Rahme decided to make his last stand with pocket sevens and a dwindling chip stack.
And Tran will make the call and put Rahme at risk.
This is 7, though.
Kenny can't believe it, but he's in a terrific position to win another big pot.
Yeah, this one's over 4 million chips.
So this for once a 7 for me.
Rahme all in.
All right, here's the flop now, and there's a 7 for Rahme.
Oh,
no
my
aces.
pros are getting battered.
My birthday the 7.
I don't know how you can remember his birthday. It was so long ago.
A 4 of diamonds is a blank on the turn.
Kenny's about to get banged up. He needs an ace to rally back and knock out Rahme.
River card is a deuce, and Rahme does it. He doubles up. Wow.
It's still amateur hour here at the main event.
And Rahme, now one of our chip leaders. Kenny Tran again did everything right, but he got unlucky that time, and it cost him half his stack.
The 2007 World Series of Poker is presented by Milwaukee's Best Light, your best bet for great taste, Miller Brewing Company, and in part by Degree Men, more power than you need. One day you'll need it. And the Rio All-Suite Hotel and Casino, home of the 2007 World Series of Poker.
Chip leader to the books.
You heard him. One-time chip leader dog Martin Mickelson is indeed all in. His ace-king running into the pocket aces of David Tran.
The 21-year-old's been running in the wrong direction all day.
Flop is 2 jacks and a 4. He's still way behind.
Mickelson looking for runners or he'll be run out of here.
All right, the turn card now is a deuce, and that is going to do it. David Tran wins this huge pot, and Mickelson is gone.
Dario Manieri was a chip leader, gone. Gus Hansen was a chip leader, gone. And now Mickelson was a chip leader and gone.
And with that infusion of about 3 million new chips, David Tran is now our chip leader at this main event. You see on the E-Trade financial chip count, Tran with 8.4 million, just barely ahead, though, of Havad Khan. 2 players on that leaderboard are at our featured table, Philip Hilm with almost 7 million, and Bill Spadia, who has just called the all-in of Philip Yap.
All right, let's see the flop. You're going. Sorry about it.
Spadia's ace-8 dominates the ace-5, and the flop, there's an 8 for Spadia.
You're in real trouble.
Yaz gonna need runners to stick around in the main event.
Turn card is a jack. Yaz drawing dead and has been eliminated.
They're dropping like dehydrated, out of shape, malnutrition flies in the desert, Lon.
Oh, Spadia with a nice pickup there.
Yeah, how much you have there?
About 5 million now. Yeah.
Whoa.
I'll count it for him. Let's see, 5,000, 10,000, 25,000.
This could take all day. Never mind. We'll figure it out later.
50.
All right, away from the featured table, back to table 2. Kenny Tran with ace-king, wondering how to handle the all-in by Roy Winston, who also has ace-king. Winston, of course, fell victim to Tran's genius call earlier.
I have to call you.
And Kenny will call here.
Got a hand this time. I'm big favor. I have 2 flush draw. He only have 1 flush draw. The guy run that. You run that.
Paid me up.
All the red, you run that. I'm 2-1 favorite. If you look at in the, in a scientist way.
Yeah, that would be a scientist trained by Lon. It's a coin flip, and he's not even a favorite.
The flop now, 4, 7, 10, 2 spades for Winston.
I wonder if my man Kenny Tran knows the numbers now. Winston survived his all-in. He can't lose the pot now.
Give me get lucky 1 time against Kenny.
Kenny looks like he ate a bug. Turn card 8 of diamonds.
Well, Winston is safe, but he's looking for a spade to take the whole pot.
And the river card is a club.
Nice hand, Kenny.
Poker like the girl. They always tease you. They like to tease you. You don't get it.
Kenny's a genius, but not exactly at the forefront of the feminist movement.
That's 1 split pot he's happy about.
Come on. Let's make it memorable.
Over to the Buckeye Kid. Ryan Elson put out a big raise of $450,000. Wants action from Scotty. Scotty says no thanks. To Mikael Madsen, amateur from Denmark.
We're gonna get action.
Elson anticipating action from Madsen. And he gets it.
Ryan wanted memorable.
I thought we were dancing, huh?
This could be his last memory of the main event.
Madsen bet enough to put Ryan Elson all in.
I call.
And he does call. Elson will be all in with ace-queen against Madsen.
Ace-queen against 2 8s.
Ace-queen against 2 8s.
Ace and a queen.
Ace and a queen.
Right now, queen. Let's end it.
Friends and family of Elson standing by.
Come on, Casey.
And now John Calmer helping out his buddy Madsen. It's team poker now, Norman.
Good luck.
Flop. And there's a queen for Elson.
Woo! Come on, baby. Hold up.
I think he was my third base coach in Little League.
There's a king.
Woo! We're good. We're good on a turn. Good on a turn.
I think he's literally updating people outside the casino.
1 card to go.
Or in Ohio.
1 card to go.
Elson needs to avoid
an
8 to stick around.
River card.
Yes!
It's a jack.
Woo!
And the Buckeye Kid doubles up through Madsen.
Thank you.
I like Ryan, but boy, Americans are loud.
Kid from Ohio is still alive.
He's still alive with about 2 million chips.
I'm going to bed.
All right, let's go over to check on Maria Ho. She's all in with ace 10 against Kevin Ferry, who has pocket tens.
Maria hoping to make history, but in a bad spot here with all her chips in the middle.
And now the flop. 6-9 Jack. Ho in very serious trouble.
Ho now looking for an ace or running straight cards.
Well, the king gives her a straight draw.
Maria Ho now is going to need an ace or a queen for a straight, or her 2007 main event is history.
The river card is a 6, and that's going to do it. Kevin Ferry wins the hand, and the final woman from the main event, Maria Ho, goes out in 38th place.
Great run for Maria, but as usual, men will have the last word at the main event.
Maria Ho's dream comes to a close, but the dream of a world championship remains alive for some, including Scotty Nguyen, who still has a chance to become the first player to win a second title in almost 2 decades.
Hell yeah!
Scotty, along with Kenny Tran and Lee Watkinson, are all hoping to end the 5-year drought for the pros. Dog Martin Mickelson went from chip leader to the rail, sending most of his chips to David Tran, who now has over 10 million. But Philip Hilm, Rain Khan, and others are not far behind. And as always, it's still anybody's tournament to win.
Got a chance.
For Norman Chad, I'm Lon McCarran. We'll see you next time from the World Series of Poker.